What is up, New England and beyond? Tommy Sheahood, Steve Domenico, in the Room podcast. Tommy,
Yeah, buddy.
how are you?
Very good. Nice to see you.
Great weekend again for me.
Yeah, I was gonna say, what did I do this weekend?
The previous weekend was St. Patty's
Yep.
Day. Which I had a big one. How was your weekend?
Yeah, all low key. My goal in life is to have a low key weekend. So watching the UFC Saturday night. Thug Rose pulled out the decision.
I don't watch. I haven't watched like real UFC other than highlights and stuff. I really didn't even know there was a card.
Yeah.
So keep going with that.
Yeah, that was it. It's so late. Always, it's hard for me to stay awake for these things. But sit there and watch it and drink until I pass out.
I am messaging a fighter right now because he's getting back to me at the last minute. So I'm just trying to get him on board. So,
Yeah.
I mean, anything as far as family related, I know you do a lot of things with the families at that time. The weather hasn't been the best.
No, my son was in New York City all weekend with the Boy Scouts, which I'm very proud of that organization, and they had a great time.
Nice.
So that's cool. Yeah, New York City, like living life.
Now, have you been part of the?
Yeah, I was a Boy Scout when I was a kid.
Really?
Yep.
So you go to the things with?
Sometimes, yeah. Sometimes I'll do the events. I went whitewater rafting last summer, and it's a lot. Those kids are a lot. So I give it to the regular leaders and people who really dedicate their lives to that stuff.
Yeah, you got to be really into it, or you got to be pushed into it, like
Yeah.
as a chaperone or whatever.
Yeah.
Are they first timers that come into that and
Are the
get thrown into
the parents?
Yeah,
Yeah, sure.
try it out.
That's all cool. Like, what are you gonna do? Like, just hang out. It's all just about hanging out and watching your kids go nuts. Because they do. The kids go nuts in those.
Do they?
Yeah.
Like in what way?
They just are fucking turned up, and when it's time to everyone go to their tents, they talk all night, and it's an experience.
Is that like when you go on them kind of things? Is it like strict? I mean, I know you're doing a lot of outside activities and like, getting ready for survival or whatever.
Safety is very important, but I wouldn't say strict. It's low key. They're
you know how to
nice.
make fires without
Yeah.
matches and shit,
No,
lighters
none of
and
that. We bring our
Oh, you
lighters.
bring your own lighters?
Yeah.
What do you mean? You're not rubbing sticks with these kids?
Wait a second. There are different levels to the survivalism. Sometimes there's different programs where they don't let you bring the matches and the lighter, and you have to do that. It's all just what it is.
Is that kind of like a test?
Yeah.
Test thing sometimes?
Yeah.
You're like, hey,
Yeah. Yeah, you're gonna go out.
Toilet paper.
No, you're gonna go out do this time. You're not even gonna have a tent when you go out this time.
Sounds sexy.
Thank you.
So I'm gonna message a fighter right now and see if he's because we're gonna have Mike Polvere on,
Yep.
and
So like 8:30,
we can't get in contact with this fighter at before Mike.
then he's gonna get bumped.
On first.
Yeah.
But we're gonna message him right now. But my weekend was awesome.
Mm-hmm. You look like you're cutting it up out there. I see your posts and all that.
Yeah, I'm having a good time. Last night, I won $270.
Yeah, saw that.
Like fucking
Nailed it.
And how it came about is every time I go out, my friend there, I don't play Keno, but I see my numbers come out. So last night when we walked in and we went got a drink, I said, you know what? I'm gonna play Keno because I said every time we go into a place near Keno, my numbers pop up.
You have specific numbers you play every time.
I do.
Nice.
The same three.
Yep.
But I do have four numbers that I add one more. But,
Do you want to expose it, or you can keep it under your hat?
Oh, all right. He'll be ready. No one's having my fucking numbers.
Sure.
They're my numbers.
No doubt.
But so last night I played $20, 5 games in a row, $2 a game, $2 multiplier, whatever that is. So I hit a 2-timer and a 3-timer.
You are the fucking man.
And she don't, know what the hell. She never plays Keno. So I said, hey, I think we just hit for a bunch of money. She went up there and she was like, we're seeing the lady taking money out of all cash registers because, it was later in the night and everyone probably already collected their money. So that was fun.
Sure. That's a fun thing to play.
Pay for the night and probably pay for this weekend if we hang out.
We looked up recently the origins of Keno and all these things. You would think it was a Native American game, but it's not. It started in China and came over from there.
Really?
Yeah. We went deep the other day.
Has it been structured the same way? Like
I
how many numbers?
very.
7,
I think
81 or
different.
something?
More just a chance pull a number card game. More. It's kind of like mahjong.
Isn't it predetermined? Like
I would imagine so. If it
just
was
like
on
a
the
fucking
screen,
slot machine. Or
yeah,
whatever.
of course.
They know who's gonna win, or there's a certain pattern. Because I see my numbers pop up a lot.
Yeah. When you walk in the door, they know you're there. So
I think so.
Yeah.
Like fucking ads. For like,
yeah, it's just like a casino. It's just like a slot machine.
So fucking sorry. So anyway, let me ask you a question.
Sure.
Remember last week? We're gonna have Sam Watford on in a second. We actually got in contact with him.
Cage Titans.
And then Mike Polvere will be on after him. But so last week when we were talking, we say things that we might think is controversial.
What?
Right.
Me and you?
A little bit.
Yeah.
We don't go. I'm gonna ask you.
We're
questions.
always respectful.
Well, we said, last week I said gay, and you kind of went, you can't say that. You're doing that again. It's a cringe. What are you doing?
We are being broadcast to the public, so.
Yeah, well, 4 years. So last week I said, you remember I said about the show going down and we couldn't do the show or whatever, and I said I guinea rig shit.
Oh yeah.
Is that racist?
Yes, but
you're Italian.
Yeah, you're Italian, and
so am I allowed to say that?
Yeah. But also, there's different levels, I think, of offensive-ness, because if someone called you that who wasn't Italian, called you a guinea, you wouldn't be totally offended, would you?
No, I wouldn't be.
No, it's not too derogatory.
I've been using that word since I was friggin' in my 20s, I think.
Some people might get offended if they're really all about
all Italian?
all the Italian, But I don't know.
Maybe the full-blooded Italian person I was talking to was like a little
Sure.
offended.
Yeah.
No, she thought it, just funny that I say things like that. And I'm like, that's like.
And you're very Italian, though, so.
Yeah, exactly.
You can say it. You guys took it back.
I'm worried. Anytime I fucking want.
Exactly. You took it back.
All right.
You made it not hateful.
All right. Let me tell my man. Call you
That was a funny callback from last week.
Yeah. So there's gonna be many more things. Like, I got kicked off of Facebook a lot, but it wasn't.
Yeah. Yeah, you wonder about YouTube and stuff. They're always saying weird things. Like,
all right, well, let's get this gentleman connected right here. Let's get him on and get his face up here. So we got Sam Watford, who's going to be fighting Jack Congdon.
Nice.
What's up, my man? Super Saiyan. Let me get you in here.
Man?
What's
How
up,
are you,
Sam?
my man?
What up?
Hey, man, I know it's crunch time, the end of the week, getting ready for friggin' your weigh-ins and stuff like that, but I appreciate you giving me some time, bro.
Yeah, we're glad you can make it.
Yeah, definitely, man. Live show, we get you on, Sam, man. How are you?
Good, man. I'm just ready to go,
Yep.
Let me get your text up here. Sam, you're going to be hitting the Cage Titans cage. It looks like for the fourth time of your career, and it looks like the fourth time in like the last, like within a year, man. Let's talk about the Cage Titans experience and why you keep hitting their cage.
I love it. The people, they know what they want to see. You know what I'm saying? Every time I step in there, they know I bring smoke. They know I bring the action. Now, you can't deny that. People, they know what they want to see.
Well, one of your biggest fights of your career was in that Cage Titans cage when you fought Pat Casey, and I think that was your first fight for Cage Titans, correct?
Right.
So came away with a win there against a solid opponent, a ranked opponent at the time, man. You've been in there against nothing but killers ever since, bro. How's the feeling getting in there again with an up and coming kid at 3-0 and Jack Congdon?
Well, it's another fight, really. You know what I'm saying? Like I've been doing it for a long time. It becomes like it's normal. I try not to think too much about it. Like as far as like putting pressure on yourself or thinking like what's a better word to say? But I try not to look at I want, of course, when it goes down, my bouts are always wild. They're always crazy. They're always action-packed. But I try not to, in my mind, and this is why, they recently made a joke about how, I just show up, fight day, and just, go at it, because I try to keep it like in my mind is like I'm about to get into a fight, you know.
Just trying
I'm
to
about
keep it
just
a
get
little
into
low
fight.
key. You trying to say just like another day at the
No,
office?
no. Not low key at all.
Okay.
Because I've been pumping it out, but getting ready for it, I try to just focus on the fight.
Sure.
But my mentality for it is like it's just another fight.
Now,
I know what you're saying.
Yeah.
Sam,
Because I understand the business aspect of it. Like you gotta pump it out there. You gotta sell the fight. I get that part, but when it comes down to it, like ultimately, it's just like it's gonna be good. It's definitely gonna be good because my style and his style. He's a young guy. I've been there before. I know what that feels like, but it's totally different when you step in there with me. So.
well, you've definitely been more active than Jack. He has been on the shelf for a little while with an injury. How much you think that is an advantage that you've been in that cage and you've been pretty much active this whole last year? How you think that's going to work out in your favor?
Well, experience on my part, experience is gonna be the factor because I'm the older guy. I'm the one that's been in there a whole lot more. And on his part, it's gonna be the youth. He's young, but I think it plays a part. That experience definitely plays a part. Yeah, I try not to get too caught up in like what he's gonna do and him. I just try to stay focused on me. But I know that from his amateur to pro, none of those opponents and I don't say it to like shit on them guys or nothing like that, but we know like they weren't my level, they weren't my level. So.
Well, Sam, let's talk a little bit about training. I know, I do believe you are. Are you more comfortable at the lightweight division? It seems like you've been fighting the welterweight because that's basically the fights that you've been offered. But where is your division? Where do you want to be, and where do you think you fight your best at?
So, I'm a natural 55er. I was having a hard time making the weight, like cutting the weight. I don't walk around too heavy. I walk around like heaviest 175. But if I could put on like I'm 5'11", 76-inch reach, so if I could put on like a good 10 pounds, I would like to stay at 70, But honestly, it doesn't really matter. I don't really think about that kind of stuff. I know I need a manager and all of that for them to, but bro, I'm just here to fight.
Where are you getting your rounds? I know you've been in your past. You've been in certain camps, really popular camps. Are you still getting some work from some of those guys? Are you traveling around? How are you getting your rounds in? Getting ready for this fight?
I go to the Western Boxing Gym, and I was at FA and Henzo's for a while, and I'm a do some more work with them, or whoever's, it doesn't matter to me. It doesn't really matter to me. Yeah.
Anything you want?
I know. At the end of the day, I know how to scrap. As long as I'm in shape, I'm healthy. You'd be surprised. So.
As far as getting down to Cage Titans, I saw you on Table Titans on Monday. How was that? I mean, first, being on that, because those guys are awesome. You know what I mean? Mike does so much for the fighters, and I know on fight week it's crunch time, but you're making your rounds now. How was it on Table Titans Monday night?
It was cool. They caught me while I was getting something to eat, so I was real happy.
What were you eating?
I was grabbing something to eat, so I was happy. We talked, we chopped it up, I told them, they asked me some questions and I let them know what was up. I think I don't think there's gonna be too much of a filling out process. Um, I'm honestly, to be honest with you, we're like, what are we in? Wednesday,
Yep.
Thursday, Friday. We're like 3 days away. At this point, honestly, I'm just ready to go.
Yep.
I'm ready to go.
So I know
as far as like, you know, you can see my style is like a lot of traditional techniques as well as him. So that makes for excitement.
well as far as this fight, how do you see you winning this fight? How do you see you getting your hand raised on the 30th at Cage Titan 64?
That's why you gotta tune in, man. That's why you gotta tune in. I've come up with a strategy that it makes sense. But I'm not gonna give it all away.
Mm-hmm.
But
hell no.
There's some of it is no secret. Some of it is like some of it is common sense where I'm hard to get down and I'm hard to keep down. And if I get down, I usually get back up. He's hard to get down. And if he gets down, he usually gets back up. So that usually cancels it out, and we're gonna be on our feet. And I'm gonna be comfortable on my feet. Be comfortable on my feet.
Well, my man, fourth time going in there. I mean, it looks like you're becoming a regular face at Cage Titans. I know they did speak about you making it to weigh-ins. What's your plans on this weekend, my friend? Are you getting is Zach Searle coming to pick you up and make sure you make it there on Friday for weigh-ins?
Who's Zach? My boy Zach.
Yeah, your boy Zach. Usually he's
That's usually Zach. He gives me a lift down that way. But I'm probably gonna ride. I'm probably just gonna ride my bike the whole way.
Excellent. 10 speed or a 16 speed?
21 speed mountain bike.
Yeah.
Nah, man, it's a 80cc two-stroke, but I geared it to where it can top out to about 40 miles an hour.
Awesome, my man.
Yeah, it's something I built myself.
Well, hey,
I don't know. Imagine, if I did that, man, I'd be twisted.
Have fucking Cage Titans camera crew follow you on your fucking 10 speed from fucking Connecticut to fucking Plymouth.
Well, there'd be some serious conditioning.
But listen,
you'd be surprised, man. It is. You'd be surprised.
I'm sure Mike's gonna be sending Zach to follow you behind you on your whatever that thing is you're fucking riding. But Sam, last thing, I got Mike chiming in. I got Mike Polvere coming on now. Anything you want to say before we see you Friday at weigh-ins and Saturday at fight night?
For who, Mike?
No, for you.
Who am I talking to?
No.
Somebody coming on.
No. Mike Polvere's coming on now after you, but I'm going to ask you one more question before I get him on.
Oh, I got you.
Yeah, what was my question?
Anything else?
Yeah, anything else before fight night, weigh-ins you want to say?
Nah, man,
social media.
Don't blink.
Social media.
Don't blink.
All right, my man.
Anything you want to say to Mike Polvere who's coming on next?
I'm not big on the internet.
Yeah.
You can catch me in real life, though. I'm everywhere in real life.
Awesome.
Cool.
I have your Instagram here, and you are Sam Watford on Facebook. So if they want to see,
it should be like the same.
Exactly. Sam, we'll see you Saturday night.
Yep.
I know I saw you last time you fought there, and I don't think we got to have a beer together, but you were there. After your fight, hopefully you get one of those $14 beers on the house. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I like those.
That sounds good, man. That sounds good.
Mike's gonna kill me
because
for
it's
that.
been a while, so
All right.
Usually
man.
I cut it out, but I see you guys, man. I see you gonna be there, Steve.
Yeah, I'll be in the corner as always.
Yeah, we'll be there.
All right.
All right,
Thank
Sam.
you.
Sam, you have safe travels, man. I'll see you Saturday night, and I'll talk to you after the fight. All right?
Definitely. Oops.
Later, Sam.
Good dude, right there.
Yeah, he's
Good
pumped.
fucking dude.
Yeah, he's ready to go.
Yeah.
It's gonna be a good week.
Dude. Where's Mike? Ready in 5. Yeah. Cool. This is working out well.
Yep.
Mike Polvere will be on in a couple of minutes. Let me know. Let me know.
5 minutes, he said. Good. Yeah, Sam's looking ready to go. He's ready to rock. He's good in mood, and
like he said, he'll fight anyone, anytime.
Yep.
And Pat Casey, Ali Zebian.
He's from Connecticut.
He's from Connecticut.
Yep, cool.
I do believe, yeah.
He was just saying that.
He fought in Bellator. He fought Cameron Lashinoff.
Speaking of anyone getting it, my buddy Devin, who was on last week, that was a funny clip that a lot of people are saying it. He said his quote was, "Anyone can get it."
That was all. He should have that shirt.
Yeah,
right?
exactly right. That's his new tag phrase.
That's fucking.
Yeah.
All right, so let's talk about that. Because that was his first time on here.
Yeah.
Probably his first interview.
He was thrilled. So I talked to him on Monday. What's today? Wednesday. Yeah, Monday. So he came up and he was like, "Oh, is that good?" And I said, "Oh, fuck yeah, dude. It all went well." And he was laughing. He says, "I didn't want to seem cocky or anything when I said anyone can get it, but So like you said, that's the tagline right now.
Awesome.
Yeah.
While
he's
we're
pumped.
waiting for Mike, I'm gonna grab a video here of just like the fight card.
Yeah, I told Devin now he's a friend, so anytime he goes to fight, he's going to come here and talk to us first. I mean, he's a friend of mine personally, but he's a friend of the show now.
I would love him to.
Yeah, he's going to be a rising star.
I would love him to come down live with
us.
us.
Yeah, we'll do a fight companion or something. Those are fun.
What is that? Oh, there it is. There's that.
It's always fun to get fighters down here for the fight companions.
Right there. Let me shut that down now. There it is. Yeah. So there is that thing right here, which has all the fight beer.
Oh, yeah.
We're just gonna let that
posters.
go a little bit right
Very
here
cool.
while we're sitting here, so everyone can see the matchups. There could be possibly one of these posters is not right.
Yeah, change
but
it
I
up a
think
little
a fight falls through every so often. The only fight that I know that fell through was the Joe Giannetti fight, and you said your Triforce
My man
guy.
Will Patillo. Yep, his fight fell through recently. His opponent got I think he broke his collarbone one way or another. I'm not exactly sure if it was training, probably, but
That's a bad injury. I
Yeah.
broke my collarbone when I fell off. Got tossed off.
Oh, did you? Was that was part of
Yeah.
it?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, that's like.
Yeah, you can't
Your
even.
collarbone is your.
You can't put a cast on it.
Skeleton. You know what I mean?
Did you have one of those straps? Yeah,
No, I wouldn't wear shit.
No, you're a pain in the ass patient.
I walk like fucking
You're a bad patient.
Frankenstein. I'm
Yeah,
like this.
yeah, you're the worst
Well, you
nightmare.
know what they tried to do? They tried
what?
to fucking put
Try to help
$700
you?
apparatuses on you just so they charge you for
Sure,
it.
yeah,
you
but
don't
if-
even fucking need it.
if
All
your
you need is the
insurance-
fucking sling.
No,
because I go to my orthopedic a week later. He goes, take your fucking, just put your arm in the swing.
You need
fucking
this. That
sling.
you should have had that strap for your collarbone that goes around the back and things like that.
I didn't get that shit.
You
And I
shoulda.
wouldn't have wore it.
You should have.
I was back in work a week later. The broken collarbone.
Do you still feel pain?
Fractured face. No, I'm at the gym strong
Yeah,
right now.
good. Yeah, that's what you got to do.
I got some
therapy.
arthritis in my shoulder. That's the only things
Did you have to go to any physical therapy after that? No.
Nothing. I had to take 7-8 months off from the gym.
Yep.
Until he said, you can actually do stuff, and I went right at it. It took me a while. I'm back.
Yeah,
Full throttle
back,
right
buddy.
now.
There you go.
Ready to maybe fight and fucking.
Damn.
That ain't happening.
Yeah.
All
Well,
right, let's look at Cage Titans Instagram while we're waiting
Yep.
for Mike here.
it's gonna be a good
'Cause
weekend.
We have that capability here in the Room Podcast, and as you know, I edit and what is it called?
Produce.
I'm the producer.
Yeah, you do everything
and
over here.
Everything right here. So let's just look through this and see what we got. They do great work. Nick Haler and the media team there are absolutely fucking great. Look at that video already. I wish I could put the sound on, but I'll probably get canceled. So we're not going to do
YouTube band.
that. Yeah, so we're going to just go through some of their.
We will be there this Saturday if
Yes.
anyone wants to hang out.
We will. You want to come say hi? Buy me a beer.
Yep.
Buy me a $14 ale. I'm in.
With a fighter's face on it.
Yeah, Mikey. I got to get myself a Cage Titans shirt.
I was thinking that too. I want to get a hat. I think
Yeah, something. Yeah, I need a new
Yeah,
hat.
yeah.
So I think I'm gonna purchase
when we go over there,
something from them.
we should do a collaboration. The Room Podcast, Cage Titans hat.
I'm not that popular to do
Merch.
that.
I think you are.
I don't know.
You might be part of that over there.
I might. Down the line. So here we go. That's what we're going to talk about when Mike gets on. Is the press conference on Thursday, weigh-ins on Friday, the fights on Saturday.
That's the
and-
beer. Who
Yeah,
they're
that is the
featuring
beer.
right now.
And the main event there,
Nice.
Gillette against Piersma.
Yep.
And also, the fighters get excited. I would too if
Me
my
too.
fucking face was on a can.
That'd be awesome.
So Jake Hicksonbaugh, Who does that? Cage Titans.
That's super
does
cool.
That. I think we have Mike. All right, I think we're good. Let me hold
Yeah,
on, Mike.
that's the dream right there to get your face on a beer.
Ready. All right, he's ready. Michael is ready. Mike, all right, let me get that off over there. Do that later. All right, let me call Mike. See what's up. All right, Mike Polvere, everybody.
We need a room podcast beer.
Cage Titans president, owner, matchmaker.
The boss.
In the house. What's up, boss?
What's going on, buddy? How you doing?
I'm doing excellent. Let me just get you in our frame here, bro.
What's up, Mike?
You're good to go, man. You're
How you
live.
guys doing?
We're doing well, man. Sam, Crunch Time, jumped into the room,
Yep.
and we had a great chat with him. So it was awesome to get him on.
Amazing. How do you hear? You hear me all right?
Yeah,
Yep.
you're perfect, my man.
Sam seemed ready to rock too.
I'm telling you, man. Sam's more than motivated
Yep.
for this fight. When we talked about this and kind of put this matchup together, I threw it at him, and he was talking about going down to 55. And he was like, you know what? I love this matchup. I'll stay for 70 one more time, and let's rock.
Yeah, he was saying he loves being a 55, so the fact that he's doing this one is real good.
Yeah. And this matchup is just amazing. You know, Jack Congdon has that traditional style, Taekwondo kind of side kicks and hook kicks and,
Fun
you
stuff.
know, using his distance and his range. And Sam's very much similar. You know, he has a ton of power and he throws those same side kicks. Somebody joked around on Table Titans Monday. They said, what's the over-under on who lands the first, not over-under, but who lands the first side kick? How many side kicks are thrown per fight? There'd be some fun prop bets if you wanted to this show.
Hey, Mike, one thing about, yes, their styles, and I know that Sam mentioned on Table Titans that he has a JKD background with his Jeet Kune Do. Jeet Kune Do is Bruce Lee
Yep.
martial arts where, you know, those kicks are,
Oh, yeah.
you know, definitely part of that game there. And, you know, as far as this
Jeet
fight...
Kune Do.
Jeet Kune Do, I'm
Yeah,
sorry.
we both fucked that up.
Yeah. As far as, you know, their styles, you and Andy were talking about this is the sleeper fight of the, you know, the pro card.
Yeah, you know, it's funny because like ever since I made this matchup, Andy's been talking how excited he is.
Nice.
And you know, it's kind of like if you don't know now, you know that Dana White does. I just kind of said this to somebody the other day. It's like it's not even like you don't know now, you know, because you know both of these guys are studs. It's kind of like a fight that is very exciting, and it's hard to kind of like get down the line to talk about it because you know at the head of the card you have DeSalle and Piersma. Then you go to Barrett, who's, you know, 24 times Cage Titans UFC vet. Then you go down to Perrin and Makate. Then you go down to Cupcakes and Presley. And then it's like, oh, wait, fifth down the line, you got Congdon and Watford. I think it just shows the strength of this card. And then you go to, like, our first fight on the main card is Jake Hixenbaugh and Miguel Silvestre. It just talks about the strength of this card.
Crazy.
Even though we lost Giannetti versus Ali Zabian, it's still such a stacked card. And, you know, I couldn't be more excited. And this is one of those matchups, Watford versus Congdon, that's like, wow, this fight's on this card too? Yeah, shit, let's go.
Hey, Mike, as you always say, or, you know, most say every card, this is the biggest Cage Titans event. You know, losing to Giannetti, do you still see that, this card as your biggest event to date?
Yeah, you know, it's hard. I hate using that vernacular just because, like, then how do I top that next card? Like, hey, this isn't the best event we've ever done, but please still come out to see the show. You know, so it's hard to kind of say like this is the best card because then I feel like back in the day when I was in, you know, marketing and sales, like the buy one, get one free. If your whole motto is buy one, get one free, what happens when you're not doing a buy one, get one free in retail? No one's going to come to your store. You know, so I hate saying this is the best one yet, but this card is definitely talent rich. It has a lot of your, you know, favorite type of fighters from old and fighters from new. You know, you have Johnny Cupcakes and Peter Barrett tied for the most fights in Cage Titans history with 24. This is both of their 25th time stepping into the Cage Titans cage. Johnny competed at Cage Titans 1 as his pro debut. Barrett's competed at Cage Titans 2 in his amateur debut. So you got some like staples like those two, as well as that amazing run that Perrin went on before he went to the UFC. In his bantamweight title reign with Cage Titans. So like you got those three guys that are like longtime Cage Titans fans. Like, oh wow, these guys are on it. And then you start going to the next layer, and you have the Jack Congdons, Miguel Silvestre, guys of that nature that are on this card. You got some throwbacks like Jacobo Apito, who's on this card. And then you have a stud amateur making his pro debut, and like Brody McDougal. And then at the top of this card is two guys who for essentially made their debuts at Cage Titans 63 just in January. I know Everett had a fight back in November, but just for the sake of argument, they both basically made their debuts in January. And here they are on a headliner with those names I just talked about. It just shows the magnitude of this card. And it also shows how impressive Distillet and Piersma are when they made their Cage Titans debut, that they're at the top of this bill. This card's stacked. It has a little bit of everything for everybody, and I couldn't be more excited.
Well, Mike, one other little thing for everybody is, and we don't see it a lot in regional MMA, especially in New England, is you have two female bouts on this card, one pro and one amateur of some real high-level talent, especially in the amateur. I mean, you have two up-and-coming ladies, one of them who's fighting all over the place, and the other one that's, kind of a shadow that we don't know much about, a couple of fights. And, man, talk about it. You got two women big bouts on this card, man. We don't see that.
I hate to break the news.
Oh, no way!
I knew this.
Yeah. Unfortunately, I didn't want to, stop you, Steve, but unfortunately, Hillary Rose and Katie Perez has got moved to the May 25th event.
Okay.
So
yeah, I saw this yesterday.
A little excitement.
All right. All right. When was that? Was is that new news, or that was already? I'm out of the loop.
That was over the weekend.
Yeah, like yesterday, I figured it out. So I didn't want to stop you, and I didn't want to rain on your
parade. I'm
parade.
out of the loop. I don't see anything going on. But
we still have an amazing amateur.
Yes, we do.
Amateur female fight with Erica Valentin making her 11th amateur fight. There's not a lot of amateurs that compete that much as amateurs. And Erica Valentin has not only had 10 amateur fights, she's also competed multiple times in Muay Thai. And she's one of the most seasoned amateurs, male or female, that I've ever seen. Not many people stick around this long. But on the other side, you got a girl who's undefeated. She looks super impressive in her amateur debut with the knockout. She's also competed in Muay Thai, which she's had a victory in. And it shows man, they must have a lot of confidence in Melissa Santos to throw her in against a girl in Erica Valentin, who's had 10 fights. So I think this fight is going to be amazing just because after talking to Melissa Santos, we had them both on Table Titans, and Melissa told us she's a lifelong Taekwondo practitioner. She's done lifelong competitions, full contact, things of that. So she's no stranger to competition. Her main coach, Jake Pilla, is a wizard on the ground, black belt, wrestler. So she's really tightening that aspect up of her game. I think she's going to be one of those amateurs that shows up for the first time and you're like, wow, this girl could be fighting pro. She's so seasoned. And we all know that Erica Valentin's been around for a long time and how seasoned she is. She comes from a fighting family. Last event, her brother Justin was in our main event. Her cousin Johnny Lopez, former opponent of mine, which I always think is funny.
Oh wow!
And he was a top 3 bantamweight flyweight when he was competing. So yeah, man, she comes from a long line. People love the women fights, and every show they're like, hey, just like you guys, you have that beautiful, elegant introduction. People love the women fights.
Yeah,
we got one that's really special that's going to happen on this one. And just guess what? Now you have Hillary Rose and Katie Perez to look forward to as our first fight match for May.
Excellent. Mike, implications of some of these matchups. Peter Barrett's been on a tear. I think his last loss, which was, in my eyes, a controversial loss, was against Ali Zebian a whiles back. He's been finishing everybody. And then you got Distillet and Piersma, Piersma is definitely on the edge right there. And, of course, Cupcakes Campbell is always game to fight anywhere, and he could get a call. You never know. What's implications of some of these matchups and, some of these people getting their hands raised on Saturday?
Man, it's a fun time to be a part of Cage Titans. I think that we have a consistent product and consistent show that allows us to kind of set the stage and kind of get the fans excited, because like you said, there's a lot of implications in these matchups, and there's a lot of different directions depending on what the outcomes are. And we have the dates already scheduled for the entire year. So like, if you want to stay busy and stay active. And we're having a lot of, specifically, we're talking about pros here, but like we have a lot of guys that are competing around the same weight classes, and they're kind of looking over their shoulder, knowing that they're going to be squaring off with the guy that they could be sharing the locker room with this card. As for, I just pull one off the card right away, Jay Perrin and Chris McCate. Jay Perrin's looking to make that second run back to the UFC, and Chris McCate is looking to get his first shot in the UFC. I love this matchup because both guys could have just, sat around and waited for the right particular easy type matchup to get a couple layup wins to kind of get them one or two more wins to kind of push them there. But neither one of these guys are doing that. They're taking on tough fights, and I think this is just tremendous. It speaks to the competitors in both of them. Chris McCate is a training partner with UFC Hall of Famer Cub Swanson. I'm sure he could have, nudged Cub a little bit and said, hey, can I get one or two more easy fights, and you can throw a good word in for me. And then Jay Perrin, same thing. He's training with Joe Lozon now since the UFC, and he could have done the same thing. But no, man, these guys are testing themselves, and it is a true testament to local MMA right now, because these guys are taking on tough fights. I love that matchup and implications. You might mention Everett Disselay and Pearsma. The great story here is, Pearsma wins this title. He's 8-2, and he could be a shoo-in for the Contender Series. Then you talk about Disselay. If he wins this fight, what is he going to be able to do when he goes down to 55? He's already said, this is my first belt I want, and then immediately I'm coming for 55 in May. He's got high hopes and high aspirations. So, imagine if he pulls out this win, what he could do, dropping down in May to 55, picking up a big belt win there, and position himself nicely for a UFC run. So there's huge implications all around. Barrett, since he's been cut, he kind of, in his mind, got a bum rap. Like, he got in the UFC during COVID. He couldn't train. He hadn't, he really had no training partners. Things were shutting down. So, he went 0-2, but he felt he didn't get a fair shake and a full run. So since then, he's 4-0 with 4 finishes since he got cut. Mm-hmm. And he's looking to make it 5 here. And, he's a little older, but he feels that he has that exciting style that, makes it easy for somebody to just be like, yeah, man, like, we know we're going to get an exciting fight out of Peter Barrett. We need a replacement or something like that. Let's throw him in there. So big implications as always.
Excellent. Mike, another thing about these kids that, are not kids anymore, but they were kids fighting for you, and some of them maybe even some training partners of yours at one time. They're growing up. Talking to Jay Perrin, he's a father now. He's got a family. Peter Barrett is a father now. He's got a family. Sean Lally, he's a father. Well, he was a father, but now he's got a baby. Yeah. He's got a family. How do you see that change a fighter's kind of outlook on life and their career? Because now they're just not fighting for themselves. They got a family to worry about and stuff like that. You did it. I don't know if you had a family when you were fighting, but, you are in the community and you got a family and you're rough. But what do you see from the fighters as they grow and, they change in their lives?
Yeah, man. I mean, first and foremost, it's amazing to see these guys, grow up right in front of my eyes. They're like an extension of my kids. Like, I've seen them grow and help mold their careers. So it's tremendous to see them just kind of evolve over the years. I did, when I started training, I already had a kid. I already, when I fought, I had 2 kids. Now I got 5. So, I really didn't see that switch change. But I will tell you this. When there's a little extra on it, when like, hey, I'm going to miss time with my kids' basketball game tonight because I got to train and I got to put in hours. It makes that sacrifice like, hey, if I'm going to be missing this stuff, I better be putting the work in and not just dicking off, Like, if I'm at the gym, if I would talk for 20 minutes and shoot the shit, just kind of hanging out off the mats, it's like, no, when I walk in the gym, it's go time, put the time in, get out. And it motivates you because, you're sitting there looking at, in the past, it was like, hey, you want to fight and it's fun and you have no other cares in the world. So you can go to the gym for 6 hours. You can work just part-time or not work at all. Now it's like, you got to make sure your time is accounted for every minute. and you're getting the most out of it, so you can have some sort of balance. So I think it motivates the guys a little bit extra. Peter Barrett's talked like he's got a family now. Like, the other thing is it puts a finite time on your fight career. Like, hey, listen, I got to make this second run, or I'm going to probably have to bow out and recommit to a career and raise a family. So, they're fighting with a little bit extra. I mean, it gets pressure of the family and things like that. So yeah, it definitely has an effect on guys. But overall, I guess my overall feeling is I just love seeing these guys evolve, whether it's becoming fathers or guys like Jeff Perez, who fought for us a long time, amateur champion, pro fighter. Now he has his own gym, and he's bringing fighters in, like Jacobo Apito, who essentially retired, kind of reinvigorated his career now, training with Jeff Perez, and now Jeff Perez is cornering him in his comeback fight. We've seen guys like Johnny Cupcakes corner guys and bring guys, and so it's just nice seeing them evolve as human beings. Sean Lally, you mentioned, now he owns a Title Boxing, and he's doing really well in business. He's looking at maybe acquiring some more and growing. So it's just nice to see these guys grow up before our eyes.
Excellent, my man. Well, Mike, we're gonna because as we know, we could talk all night, and it's fight week, and I know crunch time's coming. You get the press conference tomorrow, so that's what we're going to talk about right now. I'm going to throw the poster up of all the festivities up from the press conference, and you could talk about timelines, what to expect, who's going to be there. But I'll throw the poster up there, and you could just talk about what's going on starting tomorrow.
Man, I appreciate it, Steve. As always, speaking about growing, I'm just going to throw it at you for a minute. I know very much like myself, you hate when people throw compliments your way, but look at how even you've grown over the years, from a podcast and now look at you at a studio and boom mics and all this stuff. It's just really so much fun to watch all of us grow. It's not just, the fighters and it's everybody that makes this MMA community here in New England special. And I'm sure you remember probably just doing podcasts from your phone, and look where you are. You never probably imagined you are here today. So it's just really the growth for everybody. And I appreciate, you and everything you guys do.
Awesome. Right back at you, Mike. I appreciate. And when the promotion, fans, and the fighters give me love, that only makes me work harder and want to do more. So, and you guys show it a lot to me, and it shows how much I give back, because I love helping you guys out, because you give the love right back.
No.
So thank you as well, bro.
Nah, man, I appreciate it. But anyways, the Fight Week festivities. If you haven't heard, the show is sold out, and I got one more chance. If you slacked and did not get your ticket, tomorrow, Fight Week festivities kick off with the press conference live from Proof 22. Proof 22 will have Everett Desales, John Pearsma, Peter Barrett, Tom Santos, Chris McCate, and Jay Perrin there for the official press conference. I want you guys to come down and have some fun with us at the press conference at Proof 22, and I'll be giving away some tickets to those who attend. So if you don't have a ticket, this is probably the only way you'll be able to get in the building this Saturday night. So come on out to the press conference. It's a lot of fun, and it's even more fun when we have the fans there, so we can feed off their energy. So come on down to Proof 22. I might give away 2 tickets. I might give away tickets, couple to whoever comes. Whoever's the most creative, most whatever. I don't know what we're gonna do, but we're gonna do something fun. And I can't stress enough, the tickets are gone. So even if you've waited before, there's no waiting anymore. They're gone.
You're done.
So this is really a chance. So Fight Week festivities kick off tomorrow, and then as always with our calendar events, we have the weigh-ins, which is live for the fans as well, open to the public from Plymouth Memorial Hall on Friday. We live stream it across all of our social media platforms, so you can see all the guys stare down, weigh in, and stare down one last time before Saturday. And then the most fun weekend always kicks off with a pregame party at Second Wind Brewery. They do our Fight Night IPA. They've been doing it for the last 4 years. The brewery's only 3 blocks up from the hall, so stop in there, have a good time, and have some beers, have some fun, and kind of tailgate a little bit pregame before you come down to the hall. As for the hall, Fight Night, hall pass doors open at 4. Then general admission doors open at 5. First fight is 6 o'clock on the dot, and we kick off cage time at 64. And then at night, Steve, we are always partying late. So at the after party, we'll be at Tavern on the Wharf as always. And it's going to be brought to you by Corvus Vodka this time. And that's Ty Law, Patriots Hall of Famer, new vodka. He will be there doing a meet and greet and a vodka sampling of his new vodka. He has 3 great flavors, regular, tropical, and grilled pineapple. We have a promo that's dropping tomorrow. He will be at the fights on Saturday. Nice. He will be at the after party. So if you're old guys like us and you know who Ty Law is, this guy
Patriots legends
is the man.
Got the Patriots jersey on my shirt right now. What are we doing?
They're bringing in the other, professional sports into MMA, man. It's
and they want to be here.
New fans, new faces and new stars.
And last time Titans. Steve went to the after party, he was in bed for 2 days.
Yes, Mike. I was in bed until at least fucking 6 o'clock in the afternoon on Sunday afternoon. Let's just put it
well, tomorrow, the next day after the fights is Easter, and I got the kids.
Yeah, that's a tough one. Well, somebody offered a hotel room floor for me on Saturday night. So, worst case scenario, I'm bringing a pillow with me, and I have some place to curl up on Saturday night.
That's amazing. But yeah, man, Fight Week is always it's always fun when we roll into Plymouth. Downtown Plymouth's a buzz. I guess the other thing, if you do want to, actually, we're going to announce it probably on Friday, but since the show is sold out, we have 2 watch parties going on in downtown Plymouth. Cool. Proof 22 and Main Street Sports will be live streaming the entire event. So, if you don't want to just sit on your phone and watch it, on your couch by yourself, you can still get that fight night vibe and come down to downtown Plymouth. Watch it at Proof 22 live, watch it at Main Street Sports live, and then, still come on over to the after party and party with all the fighters and, people. So those are two other things that are going on. So, yeah, man, as you know, we're more than just, hey, this is the punches and kicks of just fight night. We try to make a big thing about it and make sure there's something for everybody to enjoy.
Excellent. Last thing, Michael, will you be able to bet on these fights as you have been able to bet them the last couple of cards, I do believe?
I love that you bring that up, Steve. Thank you so much. BetMGM has been carrying the odds for the last 3 or 4 events. We did have a call on Monday. We break down the card and let them know about it, and they set the odds. So it looks like they will be carrying the odds again.
Sweet.
So you betting degenerates can go out there and
Mike, listen. I don't bet. I don't gamble. I play Keno every so often. If I lose $20 in the slot machine, I get pissed and I ain't playing anymore.
I'm the same way.
But I did win $170 last card through BetMGM, I have to say. And I think I still have like $50 in there that I left in there to bet for this card. Listen, I can bet. I'm not media, babies. I got a podcast and I can fucking bet. So
yeah, listen, man, bet that money, have some fun. What was that?
Conflict of interest?
No, it is
not.
I
don't think that's a conflict of interest. I mean, I think you're good, Steve. I think so we have to, have a meeting with all the fighters pre-fight, and we let them know, if you're a corner or connected, you can't bet, obviously. But I think you're in the safe zone, Steve.
Yeah.
You're good to go. Make that $170.
Yeah. My money went into my PayPal, so I think I'm safe for now. Right
there
now.
You go. But yeah, that actually it's amazing to see. We talk about evolution and growth. To see Cage Titans, something that I started 14 years ago, kind of thinking it was going to be once and never again, and seeing it picked up by BetMGM and looking at their BetMGM website. I'm like, wow, that's our name. Oh, cool.
In the world of legal gambling these days, that just boomed in the past 5 years. That's
huge,
incredible
to have a regional promotion.
And then to have the action of our rabid fans. I love our fans here in New England. The first time they carried our bets, they had to shut it down.
Yeah.
Right at the beginning of the night, because they're we didn't anticipate this much action from this Cage Titans promotion. We didn't staff accordingly. Then the second show, I think we made it to intermission before they shut it down. And now it's amazing because they're calling us being hey, the next Cage Titans coming up. We want to make sure we get the inside track on getting these odds up. And, so it's been kind of cool to see that growth there. I'm not a gambler either, Steve. I don't do scratch tickets. I don't even do Keno. Yeah. I don't do anything like that. So I didn't realize it was so popular, but man, people love it.
Exactly. Last thing, Mike, before I let you give whatever social media out there. Expectation Sports going to be carrying the stream. So talk about that. How do we get in touch with them? I know I have all your stuff up here, CageTitansFC.com. You can get the stream through them. But talk about the stream, and I'll let you lead us out of here.
All right, man. I'll make it quick. But yeah, Expectation Sports, is our broadcast partner. They've been doing this. We've been with them for the last year. They do a tremendous job of getting our stuff up on their platform. But you just go to spectationsports.com, or you can go to CageTitansFC.com. In the top right-hand corner, you can go directly to the stream. I'll say it now. Save yourself the trouble of sending me all the fake profiles out there.
Yeah.
I know there's a ton of them. Whenever we have a show, the bots are out in full force trying to pretend that they're us so they can get your money on a stream. Spectationsports.com or CageTitansFC.com is the only place to watch Cage Titans 64 if you're not going to be in the building. As for profiles, by now, trust me, I'm already friends with you, or you probably already follow Cage Titans. If some new person's friend requesting you from Cage Titans, it's a given that it's fake. So don't even waste your time. You can sit block or report. I'd appreciate that.
Yes.
But it's not real. Spectationsports.com, CageTitansFC.com is the only place to watch it. And they do a great job. So yeah, man. So make sure you go right over to spectationsports.com to watch the stream, or CageTitansFC.com. Besides that, Steve, I always appreciate your time. Fight Week festivities kick off tomorrow with the presser. I'd love to see some people out. Come on out. And as I said at the beginning of your show, that's the only way, if you don't have a ticket in your hand right now, to get into Cage Titans 64. So come down to the presser, and we're going to have like a fun little contest with the fans that show up, and we're going to do some ticket giveaways. Besides that, as always, I say it all the time, follow us across all social media platforms, Cage Titans, Snapchat, Instagram, TikTok, X, YouTube, the best way to keep in touch with us. And I appreciate all your time, guys. I appreciate all the fans that come out and support all these fighters. This is going to be a good one, and I hope to see you at the fights.
Excellent. Michael, as always, man, appreciate you. Appreciate the time. Appreciate the love and the support. I'll see you Saturday, bro. Hopefully, Easter is the next day, but we'll
Jesus has risen.
We'll try to cut it off by 2 a.m. or something like that.
We'll try to cut it off by 1 or 2. But
all right.
Actually, tomorrow's the presser. Hopefully, you can call in, maybe ask some questions. Tommy, I don't know if you're available tomorrow, but call in. I can set up the video stream, or if you want. If there's one question you could ask any of the fighters, Tommy, give me a question for one of the fighters tomorrow.
So my man Devin is one of his amateur debut. So I just want to say, if we're gonna ask a question like you just asked me, I just want to say what's the most exciting part of this whole experience, being an amateur debut fighter?
Well, I'll be sure to ask him. Devin Menard from Triforce. What you're talking about, he's kicking it off against Eric Zane. They're the first fight of the night out of Dexter's MMA. There's a ton of hype. Like, we talked about the pro fights. We didn't even get into the amateur fights. Menard versus Eric Zane.
That's what I'm about.
I'm telling you, I heard some tremendous things about Menard, and I hear all the same things about Dexter's Eric Zane. This fight's going to be an incredible way to kick off the show.
Yes.
We talked about Erica Valentine, but Jake Kasky, and Ryan Kennedy's on this card. Xavier Cardona, who's always exciting. I know you had Boats on the card. He's doing another thing to raise some money for a stroke victim friend of his. So, even the undercard, the 6 amateur fights,
so good.
They're going to be crazy. So, yeah, man, thank you guys as always. We'll see you this weekend at the fights.
That's right.
And I wish I could tell you to go to CageTitansFC.com to get your tickets, but they are sold out once again. So, Spectation Sports is the only way to watch it if you don't have a ticket in your hand. That's it, man. That's all I got.
With that said, anyone can get it. Cage Titans 64. Michael,
can't wait.
Thank you so much, man. We're going to sign off, but I'll see you Saturday, bro.
We'll be there.
We'll do our thing, man. And congratulations on another successful show coming up on the 30th, and I can't wait to see you Saturday.
Thank you guys so much, and have a great one.
Later, Mike.
Bye.
Boy.
Oh, yeah. Can't wait. It's gonna be
awesome.
a party on Saturday.
That's awesome sauce. Right
It's
there.
certainly the high point of the quarter fucking year. You know what I mean? These Cage Titan events, they have a great time.
And he's just adding more each year. You know, we just had the one in January. We have this one. And he's mentioned May. And then there's another one in July. This card coming up on the 30th, we could see 2 or 3 of these fighters for the last time refighting regionally.
And it's competing broadcast with UFC 300.
And we also must mention Conor Matthews is fighting on Saturday night. He is fighting Saturday night. So that's going to be an early bout. He's probably definitely going to be on the prelim card. So
isn't Cater fighting that too?
Cater is, no, 300 is the next card, I think.
Not Saturday?
I don't think so.
I think it is.
Are you sure? I don't think Conor Matthews. All right, look it up.
I'm going to look.
Maybe you are, but it could be a fight night.
I feel like Saturday
sure.
is
it
UFC
could
300.
Be. It could be. It could be on the East Coast. I think it might be in fucking New Jersey or something, right? Am I right? I can't see any of my comments here. If anyone's like telling me to go, I can't see anything. Why? Live chat. No one's talking.
I can't see what's
I
going
got
on.
kicked off. Just go look for the poster. I shared it on my page.
April 13th.
I told you it wasn't. So it's fight night. It's a fight night. So Conor
doubt.
Matthews is fighting.
Yep.
I don't even watch the UFC.
I know.
Conor Matthews is fighting.
I knew Conor Matthews was fighting, but I didn't think it was 300. So it was all kind of coming together in my brain.
Yeah. You are right about Calvin Katie's fighting Sterling.
This Saturday or 300?
On the 300.
Yeah.
I don't know where they are in that lineup, but this Saturday, Cage Titans can't broadcast Conor Matthews' fight, but I know everyone in the crowd is going to have that on their phone while he's fighting and whoever's fighting in the Cage Titans cage.
Maybe they'll give an update or something.
They will definitely announce it. If he, when he wins, you'll hear a roar in the crowd. Like if nothing, action's coming, you'll hear, "Wah!"
Yeah, we're gonna have to watch that while we're sitting in our
we'll
press
be
box.
Near the media table over there with the guys. They'll be screaming things. But Tommy, anything you want to leave off before we sign off? Great show.
Yeah, looking forward to it.
It was put together like on the fly.
Sure.
Last.
We knew, but it's also anything goes with it live. Really looking forward to being there on Saturday. Looking forward to seeing everyone. Everyone come out and say what's up. Come to our table. We'll be there. We're going to be watching. We're going to be rooting for our people.
Tommy, we're going to have to get some shirts made at some point.
For the room?
Yeah, like
yes.
back to back.
I was thinking that the other day.
You know what I mean?
Some
We'll
stickers.
figure
Some stickers.
Figure it out. We'll get some ideas.
I think if we both had the Room podcast shirts, a little quarter sleeve baseball jerseys, people would be into it. Yeah. Yo.
Look, I got a vein.
Yeah. Yeah, man.
57 years old.
Back at it.
All right, with that said, Tommy, love you as always.
Love you too, brother. Can't wait for Saturday.
See you next Wednesday on our recap show. Cage Titan 64.
We will.